I'm super sleepy tonight. But I wanted to get a video out because I haven't put out one this week, and you know what? I need to be better about that. But I figured tonight, since I didn't really feel like I'm doing too much magic, and I have some magic videos lined up, but I didn't want this kind of magic, and I didn't want anything that was too strenuous script-wise. So, I'm just gonna be doing just a little impromptu ramble, like an actual ramble this time, not like some things which I say are rambles, but are really way too, like, structured to really be rambles. But just just sitting here, just talking with you. And, I don't know, I got a lot on my mind right now. And, I don't know. Well, where to begin? I guess just the biggest thing on my mind is that I'm just super depressed right now. And I don't know why. I don't know what, like, caused it. Like, it might be in part due to, like, just the seasons, the days getting darker, but I don't know. It's a lot of the same of what I'm talking about. It's just nothing I seem to do seems to bring me any sort of enjoyment or happiness or really anything. It's just everything is super lethargic, and I lack motivation to do much, which is rough because it's like actual, like, physical health wise I've been doing decently, but now just mentally I've just been in a funk, and I'm really not sure if there's anything I can really do about it, just because it's like, I don't know. I've dealt with depression for a while, but since I was like in high school, and honestly since before that, but at least in high school it was like very much like a very internal thing. Like high school through like most a bit of college, where it was like very internal, where it's like I have these issues which I have unresolved and I never worked through them, and eventually, like, I did, but it was very internal, and the causes of kind of the general despair and hopelessness was all internal, and I could work through that. And then there came a time, I'd say about 3 years or so ago, I finally reached a point in my life where it was finally alright. I wasn't depressed, and I hadn't been depressed for months and months and months and months and months. And then some bad stuff happened, and I'm back in it. But the difference now is all the sources that I can identify are external rather than internal. And that's so hard because so many of them are things I can't change. And it's really rough for me, where it's, yeah, when I was like trying, like when I was back in high school, and it was like dealing with like the struggle between my identity as a lesbian and like my Catholic upbringing and stuff like that, where it was like these internal, like, what's the word? Cognitive dissonances, causing these issues, and like just worries with like my future, like what I'm gonna do, what I want to know, and things like that, and the struggles of like losing my faith. Well, not losing my faith, but my faith reaching a breaking point and losing part of it. that's a bigger story that I'm not going to cover in this episode. But this video, this isn't an episode, this isn't a series. Goodness, what was I going to say though? But now it's just like a lot of my sources think this is just like the constant looming of I'm at most a week away from my next like bout of terrible pain, and even when I'm not in like a major chronic pain attack, it's still always there, and dealing with the like prospect of just like how bleak the future looks right now, and not from like the depression talking, it's just that it objectively I try to remain an optimist in all things, and that's how I get through life, is just blunt optimism. But everything, both personally and for the world, is just every day it's harder and harder to see a future that I want to see. And like I don't know what I don't know what I can do or what I should be doing, and I'm always constantly getting me. It's like, is there something I should be doing more? Because I know I don't do enough on like when we're talking about like things that like affect us on a global scale, like ongoing political situations and climate change and other things like that, where it's these inevitabilities that every day move farther past the point of no return. And I shouldn't, but I do blame I don't know, I feel it's like I haven't done enough, and therefore it's my fault. And I know that's objectively not true. I guess that comes down to more of a bit of an internal thing, but it's just paralyzing, and it feeds into that just complete lethargy and lack of action, just because these huge things on a global scale loom over us. And that just, and realistically there's not much an individual can do, but everything else compared to it feels so small and insignificant that it's like, why should I act on those either? And it's just I don't know. And then combine that with the fact just like my health is awful, and like, in all bluntness, my life is kind of miserable. Like my existence, like day by day, week by week, is, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. And like it's like, and I don't no one needs to worry about like, am I going to be safe? Am I going to kill myself or anything? Because I'm not. Because I do have reasons to live, but it's been such a long time since any of those reasons were for myself. It's just I just find it hard, like doing anything, and like just doing like small treats for myself and stuff like that, versus like I just find it hard justifying anything, because I don't live for myself. I can't live for myself anymore, where the greatest kindness I could do myself would just be to die and not be in pain anymore. So in many ways it's just things like, oh, should I like you know, give myself like some inconsequential treat or something like that because like I haven't been having a rough day or something. Like I struggle with that because it's like, why does it matter? Because it's my mind is really in this all or nothing mentality where and I know that's not where it should be, where it's I shouldn't care about myself, because if I did care about myself, I should kill myself. And it's I mean, the reason I live is there are people who benefit from my existence, who at least say that I have value to them, and I am more than willing to live for them. Of course, I second guess that every time I get a bad, like my chronic pain flares up about once every 7 to 10 days. It's like every time that flares up, it's I question that, where it's like, is it worth it? Like, no. Part of me wants to snap back at like everyone who's like, when I talk about these things to them, being like, oh, like people when they're like things like, but like you mean a lot to me and I appreciate your existence and all of that, and I'm just like, I want to snap back at them like, so yeah, you know what, I get that and I appreciate that, but is the marginal amount of happiness and good you derive from my existence worth the pain that you're causing me to live through? Because that's what you're asking me to do when you ask me to continue to live. And as much as I hate it, it's kind of what they are when my loved ones are like, we want you around. Part of me is just like, you cannot wish for my life and my continued existence without wishing for me to be in pain, because those two are just interlinked. And I don't know why I'm talking about this to a public video, but I just don't know anymore. It's so hard to go on every day. I'm just so tired. I just don't want to deal with this anymore. I just keep holding on because every day is another day that I have a chance to make someone happy, to make someone I care about smile, or at least feel a little bit better. And that's what I live for nowadays. It's all I can live for. And I'll just put off it's one day more that they get to put off dealing with the fact that I'm gone, because part of me knows that one day I will just break and I will kill myself. It's going to happen. I have no intention of spending a full life like this. It's sometimes hard to see living another month, another pains, or even just like another pain cycle more, much less decades of this. and I just don't know what to do. I keep putting off finding a therapist, but I don't know how it's gonna help. It's like I've had them in the past, but that was when like my depression and other things they were overcomable. It was issues that could happen, but it's honestly my like desire to die is so beyond like any sort of depression at this point. It's just I don't want to be in pain anymore. And I came into this video thinking I was going to be talking about like, what have I been doing what have I done for the last few days of my life, and not delving into just jumping right into the core of my thoughts and what my life revolves around. But honestly, I can't have any serious conversation about myself without talking about that, because my pain defines who I am nowadays. And even though I've only dealt with it for like 3 years or so now, I can't remember being without it. I have no memories of when I wasn't dreading a few days in the future. When I wasn't fatigued by going on a walk, and even when I'm doing alright, or I just hate what it's become, what's made of me. I miss it's just so far from who I used to be. I was a martial artist. I was strong. I wasn't stopped by any, like, it took so much to stop me, to bring me down, and now if I didn't know that person was me and you described her, I wouldn't believe you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get this deep into it, but yeah. Goodness. What else? I've been working on dating. I've been trying to get back into that more, just because it's been over 3 years since my last major relationship. Honestly, my last relationship, I haven't had minor relationships beyond like, I've been on a few dates in a row, but I haven't had a second date in ages either. And I just need to get back on top of that. It's just so hard. it's just so much effort. And I mean, part of it goes back to that, where it's, part of me is, anyone I care about, I don't want to have to deal with me. And also, I mean, part of me doesn't want another person who values me. I don't know, it just like, part of me doesn't want the ties that give me motivation to live, and I shouldn't be looking to add people who value my existence, and it's dumb, but part of me is like, hey Lily, if you get into a relationship, if you get a girlfriend, that's just another reason why you'll want to continue existing. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Girls are nice. I haven't mentioned that I'm extremely gay. Sorry for the sniffles. It happens. What else? Oh. In my normal depression slump, like I normally do, I've got back into RuneScape. I don't know, RuneScape is a very comforting game for me, where it does not require much mental effort, so it's great for when I'm like not feeling mentally up for anything. And B, it's very much connected to the times when I was like happier. And it kind of like ties back to like high school and college and stuff like that. And no, it's better than it's a nice like drawback to there. And I don't know, it's also a good game. I enjoy it. I actually started a new Twitter, so I didn't spam my main Twitter with stuff about RuneScape. It's at Gwyn.on. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description. And now I have the hiccups. But it's gonna spam me that. So, no. What else? So I've been doing that. No. Honestly, like, if a game that reminds me of like when I was like doing well, that I wish I could get back into is Guild Wars 2. Because it's like I played that from launch and I played that a ton. But the thing is that I think I am solidly done with that game. And I don't think it's one that I can come back to, for several reasons. One, like, the game that I remember, like, isn't really there anymore, where it's the game that I, like, romanticize is, like, the Living World Season 1 through Heart of Thorns era. And that just isn't what the game is anymore. And also, so much of what I care about in that game is, well, A, the story, and I don't like where they took the story, and really just the sense of the experience of discovery and kind of like learning the game, and like how, like, I mean, like, say what you will about like Season 1 has had its issues, but I really loved Living World Season 1, like finding out all the new little things they added and all the exploration of new things. And I'm just sad that that game never really got an update structure that was really delivered enough content to keep people interested. It's just the living world model that they settled into just wasn't enough, at least to keep me invested. And it has very much seemed like they was trying to move the game into maintenance mode, which is unfortunate. And by started, I mean they started doing that a couple years ago. It's been a slow kind of track to that since Path of Fire, it seems. No, I stopped shortly before Path of Fire when Season 3 came out. Season 3 was just such a huge disappointment to me, and Path of Fire deeply disinterested me, and I was also vehemently opposed to the addition of mounts because the game did not need them. They were just 100% a cash grab, and it honestly ruined the aesthetic of the game. Because it's 95% of all progression was aesthetic progression, so your character would look good. And now we're going to change the FOV to be pulled out to this whole mount and detract from the focus of everything that the game's been about, which is your character's look. And that was like, not really what I wanted to do. Oh, that was such an exciting time for me, like the whole like pre-launch era into like launch, because that was like my junior and senior year of high school, and that's about when things started really looking up for me. That was coming out of like the worst of my depression, and honestly it's like I had a great senior year of high school. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I left high school on like a fairly positive note, I gotta say, which is honestly rare from, it seems like, a lot of the people I talk to of my age. But I'm happy with that. And like has all that nostalgia and stuff, like reading up about all the early lore and like on launch actually getting to explore everything. Because I mean, especially at launch, like even now, like the graphics have held up, but it was just this absolutely just gorgeous game, and with like so many great like nooks and crannies to explore, and like as many of, for all my complaints about the game, I really enjoyed it. It's just my time with, I put like 3,500 hours into it, and you know what? That was enough for me. And that's okay. Yeah. No. I really need a new MMO. Like, RuneScape doesn't really, like, RuneScape is technically an MMO, but it isn't really like an MMO in terms of like playing an MMO. It's I usually describe the RuneScape as, at least one of the three, is like, you know what, like, it's in many ways it's kind of like an idle game with like bossing mechanics and like stuff like that, where it's like a very complex idle game for like skilling and stuff. It's something you can play in the background while doing art or watching a show or doing programming, and it's not really like the MMO experience. Also, it's one of those things where it's like, I want like a new MMO where like things have come out and like it's that like shared community, like exploring and learning it, and you just don't get that with an established MMO. It's why like WoW Classic didn't interest me, because like I've never gone to WoW, because so it's not, that nostalgia's not there. It's also why I'm not really interested in getting into WoW, like normal, like modern WoW, because I have no need to, because it's just like that exploration is done. It doesn't exist anymore. And like, sure, a new expansion might drop or something, but it's like I am so far from the cutting edge of that it, for me, the best MMO experiences is either hopping on soon after launch or like at launch. Unfortunately, like there aren't many MMOs being made nowadays. Around Guild Wars 2 launch, there was like an MMO coming out every month, and then most of them died, and then everyone got scared to make MMOs. It's just a shame, because I know like a lot of people like rag on like, oh, I don't like multiplayer games, so it's good enough like good single player games, but I mean, yeah, there's been like lots of like online games, but just a true MMO, just like, I adore it. It is my favorite genre of game, because I love the community. I love just like the slow over time progression aspects, and you just don't get that in any other sort of game. It's honestly, it's as weird as it sounds, Arena kind of scratches some of the MMO itch for me right now. Where it's like kind of like it's like, okay, you have your dailies that you can do, you have your and like you're slowly about your collection and stuff like that, and which like kind of like it goes well with the kind of like, yeah, you can make your main deck very quickly, but like, and then you kind of like expand your collection out to be like other things, which kind of like goes in like the modern MMO design philosophies of like horizontal progression. And then like it kind of, it's not an MMO and it doesn't scratch like the community aspects as well, or anything like that. But it has some of those kind of like progression aspects that I get for, and like the fact that you can like slowly work towards like accumulating like your collection and things like that, which is like kind of scratches that where nothing really is. But a lot of like the storing environmental stuff isn't there. Like I'm excited, like I'll definitely like at least try to play the Magic MMO when it comes out, but who knows when that's coming out, and we've received no details on it. It was announced like 2 years ago, so I can only assume that like they hadn't even become development when it was announced. So who knows? Yeah. No, I don't know what else to say. I've been here, I sculpted my eraser into an elephant. I don't know why I did that, but it's not a good elephant, but I'm also not good at sculpture. But it's just my kneadable eraser. Alright, goodbye elephant. Oh. What else? I need to do some more videos on Eldraine because I need to put out my like meme set review video. I think maybe we stop doing the Commander Cube videos altogether because they just don't do it very well, and I feel an article format just does that better. But also I want to do a video just kind of on my overall thoughts and impressions, because I have a lot of thoughts when it comes to Threat of Eldraine in terms of like holistically. And like kind of like where it went right and where it went wrong and things like that, and there's a lot of the latter. But yeah, no, I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna wrap up the video here. Wow, that was a depressing first half of it, but I got to get out of that little bit of slump by talking about video games, so we'll take a win. I'm not crying anymore, so that's good. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful night. And like I said, I'll still be here tomorrow. Don't need to worry about anything happening to me. I just say that because I know especially people that, like, I know because I know I worry, but anyone who's dealt with these sort of things, they get reasonably concerned whenever you start talking about this, but I'll be alright. I'll be here tomorrow. If I don't put out videos for a week, it's usually because I'm being a lazy butt. Or it's been a bad health week. One of the two. But yeah. Well, I hope you have a wonderful night. And have wonderful dreams. And as always, may your stories smile upon you.